Hey guys, what's going on? Inception here, and welcome to another video. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the new Summer Heat Phil Foden card to check out today. So two SBCs were released today. Fabinho we already did the YouTube video for, and now we're going to be doing it for Phil Foden's card. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are taking a look at a card that is 5'7" with high medium work rates, left-footed with 4-star skill moves and a 4-star weak foot. So obviously for base card stuff, really good so far. In regards to traits, he doesn't have the outside foot shot trait or the finesse shot trait, but could still be a really fun card to use in the game, depending on the price value of the actual card. In regards to his in-games, guys, he has 93 acceleration with 87 sprint speed. I decided to give him the marksman chemistry style because of the reactions being kind of low, and also wanting to boost the shooting as much as possible because he has 93 attacking positioning. That's going to be a +5 with the marksman chemistry style. 89 finishing to a 99 and 99 shot power with the marksman chemistry style as well. You would also be boosting his long shot, so he could potentially be okay at taking some regular power strikes or a nice little finesse shot. In regards to dribbling stats with this card, he does already have 99 agility with 99 balance while being a player that is 5'7". But even though he's 5'7", you guys know I'm an absolute freak when it comes to just responsiveness because of the way that the gameplay is. So I do want to make him as responsive as possible. I think personally that boosting the reactions, ball control, and dribbling will make this card feel really, really fun in game. The fact that he already has 90 composure is really nice as well because you don't have to boost the composure, which is great. In regards to passing on the card, guys, he has 94 vision, which is nice. 99 short passing, 92 long passing. So passing stats on the card is good enough for the cam position. You don't necessarily need to improve it for this card. So obviously, with him being a 5'7" player, high medium work rates, 93 with a 98 attacking positioning. There's a couple of things that we have to check out with the card in-game because the high-medium work rates need to work a certain way for him to be really good. Now, another important thing is the fact that this card has 99 stamina. So, in regards to how he's going to be moving around the pitch, it's going to be very, very important for him to always have stamina just in case I want to tell him to come back in defense. Or if he does end up making those super aggressive runs without me telling him to, I need stamina so that, at any point in the game, I'll be able to use the card no matter what. This promo has been brilliant so far. I expect this type of stuff for FIFA all the time, to be honest, because these concepts are really, really cool in regards to the price of these SBCs and the way that they perform in-game to the price that they cost, which is great, right? But yeah, we ended up giving him a marksman. We'll see how that works out in-game. Hopefully it's decent. Again, the acceleration and sprint speed, I think, is already good enough if I want to play him in the cam position. We could totally try him out on the sides as well, although I do strictly see this card being used as a cam in this game, but we'll see how he plays in game. So guys, we're going to be using the 4-2-3-1 as we normally do, with Phil Foden again playing as the cam in this team. So we're going to go ahead and switch Sadio Mane off to the left side. I'm not really crazy about Sadio Mane's off-the-ball movement, but I am a fan of Bergwijn's off-the-ball movement, so I'm going to see how Foden kind of plays off of those guys. Richarlison also has really good off-the-ball movement too, so very, very important information in regards to that. We're going to have stay back while attacking for the CDMs, but then the 3 cams are going to be on balance, as well as the strikers. So I'm kind of excited to try out this card because young talent in the game is always really fun to use. Players like Ansu Fati, Kubo, Phil Foden, I wish that FIFA was set a certain way so you can make like a really cool like U21 team or something, or U23 team. Would be a really cool concept to make, but regardless, my boy's account, Andy, he's a beast, right? Because this guy just collects players like crazy in this game, so he always has different players to use, which is phenomenal. This is the way that I'd like to play FIFA. Like, I would never put some of these cards into SBC fodder because I would just want to use them constantly, right? So I love the way that this guy plays the game. This is the guy that we actually ended up packing a really sick icon for, which is going to be a video in the future. But for now, guys, let's go ahead and try Phil Foden out in the cam position. Hopefully, he's a beast. Hey guys, we'll just switch to the 4-2-3-1. Let's see how he plays. Let's see what his off-the-ball movement is like, just moving left and right. He does look small in game, which is perfectly fine, because that means his dribbling might be really, really solid, to be fair. So we'll see what's up with that. Doesn't register the fake shot. Gotta love when the game plays not up to par. Pretty aggressive there, but then stops making that run. That's pretty good. What happens when we start moving into the CDM position? What is he like here? Okay, so he's one of those cams that like to stick to the side. If he pushes up, He'll make those aggressive runs like that. Ooh, he's moving all over the place. Okay. This is the type of dude that moves constantly. He plays off of my dribbles too. You can see that he's actually replaced Richarlison as the striker in the team. Let's try a finesse shot from here. So finesse shots, obviously without the traits, they're not going to be as crisp, as accurate after doing some certain skill moves and whatnot. But so far, his off-the-ball movement, guys, is crazy. Like, he's just moving constantly. But sometimes that works depending on the players you have in your team. So I'm going to play off of it a little bit here. Guys, like I say most reviews, in regards to shooting in this game, the shooting is very, very linear in this game. There's not specific shots that you should try with different players because, you know, if you don't take those specific near-post strikes or anything like that, they're not really going to consistently hit them, especially if they don't have specific traits. So it's always a downfall of a card when they don't have the outside foot shot trait or the finesse shot trait for those, like, consistent finishes. But regardless, I do like his off-the-ball move in regards to the usable factor, so yeah. Yeah, so dribbling is pretty solid with the card, especially because of the fact that he's a 5'7" player. So that's going to be noticeably good for this card. How do you play off of that run right there? Into the middle, do you stop? Okay, so he makes angled runs. You can see that he makes those angled runs. It's really good. Angled run? Okay, so I had to wait a little bit right there, but he's super aggressive. I'm noticing that he keeps switching between Richarlison and him. So it might be a situation where I have to adjust Richarlison's instructions so that Foden plays a certain way, but we'll keep experimenting with it. Because the combination play that I'm thinking of with Phil Foden in my team is going to be, you know, Richarlison on stay central, get in behind, so that, you know, when Richarlison makes that specific runs, I just have to make that one little pass, and then Phil Foden, because his off-the-ball movement is decent, we'll just wait for that little transitioning run into the middle. So we'll see if I have to do that here in a bit. I don't think his dribbling is as good as I thought it would be. That's going to be my initial thoughts. Regardless of the height, he still feels kind of similar to his base card stats, regardless of the boost that you'd be giving him for dribbling. But I feel like this review is mostly going to be about seeing whether or not he's usable. Because again, when his off-the-ball movement is that good and his dribbling is like decent enough, the price range of the card is always nice. But if it was like 200k, you know, I might not pay for it, right? Makes that run. Do you keep making it? He stops at some point. He comes back into position really quickly. I like that a lot, to be fair. A little movement right there. Oof. Almost got that pass off. So you see that angled run that Mane does right there? That's the angled run that I'm looking for. So I was actually fortunate enough to have Mane already in the middle to do that specific run. So that's really nice. But those are the runs that I look for in regards to my striker doing, because then the camp can make that specific pass when they do those angled runs. Normally, if you have good off-the-ball movement, you would go into the middle space instantly, right? So that's kind of like the pattern you want to look for in this game. So like I said, with finishing, that's one of the consistent shots you would take from those angled runs, right? So what I want to do over here is I don't even want to tell him to stay central specifically. I just want to tell him to get in behind just to see if I can play off of Phil Foden that way. You see that off-the-ball movement? I didn't even want to dribble properly there because I just wanted to see what he would do. I like that he moves to the side right there to offer his support upwards. It's actually really solid. Oh, lovely. Great registration there, EA. It seems like I want to just put stay central on Richarlison because I really like his off-the-ball movement when I don't actually force it out of him. So I'm just going to try him on stay central instead. You know what I will say about the Phil Foden card is that this is the type of card that if he specifically gets the upgrade, he could be really sick. It's just a shame that he doesn't have these specific traits, you know? Okay, so let me just go ahead and adjust that in regards to just how the players are moving. Getting behind, nothing's really happening with getting behind, you know, because he's kind of like running away from the play. But if I have him on stay central, and he's the one that actually makes those specific runs, it could actually work out really nicely. I'm going to have these guys on cut passing lanes, actually, and then we'll basically go from there. Phil Foden's definitely not the type of player, Chad, that I can feel out in one game. With Fabinho, it was a little bit different. One game was like good enough for me. I didn't really need to play one more for him, but with Phil Foden, it's a little bit different. Instantly makes that run. They offer Richarlison here. I could have totally made that pass, but I want to see what Phil Foden does when I don't make that pass to Richarlison. Yeah, his movement I like. I really, really like his movement. Yeah, I'm noticing that he switches a lot with Richarlison. He does do that a lot. I don't know if I specifically like that. It kind of does make your play less predictable for sure, but I do want Richarlison to be the guy that's the striker. Foden seems to be really, really aggressive in regards to how fast he pushes forward, but it could also be a thing where I just have to kind of like get used to it, right? So there's not really any other instruction I would give. Maybe actually just a push against the defense. We can try stay central target man on him. That's the run. Okay, at least he scores that one at this 4-star weak foot. We'll definitely take that. That's the run that I'm talking about all the time, guys. I want to be able to have my striker to make that specific run downwards, and then for my cam to understand I need to go into the middle instantly right there. Yeah, I just really feel like, you know, his off-the-ball movement is a thing that I like the most so far, but everything else, it's not necessarily to say that he's a bad card, because if Man City's the team that actually ends up winning and he gets the boost, like I feel like he requires the boost, you know what I'm saying? Like Fabinho would just be like an extra, or not really an extra, because if you give an engine to Fabinho with the boost that he gets if they win, that would be great, but I feel like Phil Foden is a type of card that needs the win for him to offer more than just off the ball movement, you know? But every time I use like a white kit, it always like matches with the Man City one, which is, I'm sorry for anyone who's like, I think it's like affects like colorblind people. People message me on Instagram about this, but you know, yeah, definitely a game that it's definitely a card I have to try him out more than once. It's not really like a one-game card. I just don't think he's that special. It's really just like off the ball movement that's good, which is great because it makes him usable, you know. Oh, that skill move came off really quickly. It's a shame that he didn't do the acceleration touch that I did right there. Gameplay is actually like not that crazy up to par right now, so you definitely have to take food for thought when it comes to that. But, you know, you gotta try out the card no matter what, because gameplay always feels like this during the daytime, so it doesn't matter. But, you know, he's a fun card to use. He definitely needs the boost, though. Angled run, touch. Ah, he doesn't do that specific touch right there. Now, it could be a combination of his reactions not being good enough or the gameplay not being good enough. It's very, very hard to tell, but that's the combination play that you go for. Wait for that angled run, player makes a run in the middle, shoot the ball instantly, right? That's what you want to go for. So that's the important thing with this card, man. If his off-the-ball movement was very generic, if he moved off the ball like Christian Eriksen, I wouldn't like this card at all. But because it's actually really good, it definitely makes the card incredibly usable if he's at 120 or 130k. If it's like 200k, I wouldn't recommend it. I just pressed the pass button twice and it didn't register twice. Wow. Angled run, make that run again. Touch, go for that near post, shoot. Not great under pressure right there. Physical stats and stuff, you know, height, body type could affect it a little bit right there, but he is also coming off of a skill move. That should work exactly the way that it happened right there. He is blocking certain areas of the pitch. We get the finesse shot with a great team of the season player. It's going to be a goal, you know? So it's good that we ended up scoring that opportunity right there. Alright guys, so final verdict on the Phil Foden card is that I enjoyed using him because his off-the-ball movement is really good. I don't like the way that he was moving with Richarlison in regards to him replacing Richarlison and then him going into the middle, right? Because Phil Foden is a type of dude where you have to strictly use as a cam. I was using him a little bit in the right attacking position, and he is a type of player that's going to be like a 50-50 in between of cutting inside and also running in a straight line, so he's not exactly the type of cam that I'd like to have on the sides, right? Because, you know, like when you use players like Neymar, Mbappe, all those guys, the way they move across the pitch constantly is really, really nice on the sides. Phil Foden will be like an in-between, so he's definitely usable in that regard. So for the fact, you know, the fact that this card is 148k, he's a type of card for me where he requires the boost more than Fabinho does. I think Fabinho on engine chemistry style is actually really, really nice. I think that Phil Foden definitely needs the +3 on his card. He needs to be a 95 so that they can boost his dribbling by a little bit more, because I honestly thought it was going to be a little bit better considering the fact that he's a 5'7" player with a lean body type. But I feel like with these cards, their base characteristics always transfer over to the top cards, which happens a lot. There's only a few cards that feel significantly better than the lower rated cards. I didn't really feel like Phil Foden was that type of dude. I think the saving grace of this card is his off-the-ball movement, except for that one thing that he does with Richarlison where they replace each other. That's the only one I didn't like. But I like that he's always making those angled runs. He goes in like a circle. That's really ideal for me personally. Now, people gave him a Hunter chemistry style, which would make a lot of sense to have him on the sides. I don't think he's that responsive just yet. If they give him boost, he could be, but I actually enjoyed using him with the marksman chemistry style because of the shooting boost that he'll get. Again, you have to take the generic linear shots in regards to taking them near post, just like every other player, because there's no player that feels special in regards to finishing unless you use the green time shots. But you know, I really think that the off-the-ball movement is the saving grace of this card, because I don't really think he's that special, if that makes any sense, right? So for 148k, if he gets the boost, I think he could be really good. But for 148k for a concept of a Man City player in your squad, it's not necessarily that bad. If he was at 200k, I would tell you guys straight up not to do the card. But for 148k, it's pushing it a little bit for me personally. I think he would be like at 120, something like that in regards to how he performs in game. But you know, if you have SBC fodder, it's not a terrible card to put SBC fodder on. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy this review. I'll catch you guys for the next one. Peace out, my dudes. By the way, dudes, I don't do rating systems, because when I do rating systems, that pushes them too close to the meta concept. And as you guys know, I hate the meta concept. You guys should just use players to have fun with. My reviews are based off of how you guys are going to utilize a card, what you should expect from the card. I don't like the concept of like, oh, this guy's incredibly meta. I don't do ratings because of that specific reason. If you guys want that, it's just not something that I'm going to do personally. But I'll catch you guys for the next video. Peace out, dudes. Love you guys.